Hello friends, welcome back again to my channel and I am Ashik. Let's continue the series on Python. So till this point we have talked about a lot of stuff in Python and it's time to look at the mathematical functions. And of course we can do that manually. We can find a square of a number, we can find a square root of a number, we can get this result by manually. So why need a mathematical function in Python where we can do that manually? So let's try. I just want to try some simple stuff. I want to get a result of square root of a number. How can I find a square root of a number? It's very simple. If I say x equal to, we have a function of square root is sqrt and I have need to pass a value of this function. I just want to know the square root of 25. So let's try to get the output. What's wrong? I have got an error, but there is no spelling mistake. sqrt is the square root is a function in Python. But what's wrong? Why we get an error? The thing is, in Python we have a lot of modules and we have to call them or we have to ask them. By default, we are not getting here because in this world, when you want to anything, you have to ask to anyone to get anything. If you want to use those modules, you have to ask them for it. So you are living in world, you have to ask for anything. How do you ask for it? Of course, we have to use import. The way we can ask, we can use import here, like import, and you have to mention the module name here. The module name will be called math because we are going to talk about math functions. If I press enter, then I didn't get any error. That means I have imported a math module. In the math module, we have a lot of functions of math. In mathematical, we can do square root, fraction, or something like that. And when we want to use those functions in our program, then we have to import the math module to use those functions. So now we can say x equal to math.sqrt and I have need to pass the value. I just want to know the square root of 25. If I press enter, then I didn't get any error. If I want to know the value of x, then it shows 5. If I want to know the another square root of a number, look, when I press dot, it shows a lot of functions. That means when you call the math module, you will get a lot of functions and you can use them. I just want to know about the 64. So I get the answer is 8 for the square root of x64. So now we have some other functions as well. Example, one of the function we can use here is called floor function. Now how floor function works here? I just want to print that function. So what is the floor function? We have a concept of two functions, which is floor and ceil. In mathematical, normally we can say when we get the value 2.5, we can use it 3. That is, we round off it. But we can get the value is like 2.4, then I can say it a 2. That means when we get the fraction value, we can round it off. So we are going to use floor and ceil function to know if our 3 is here and 2 is here. In the middle position, we have some values. If I say 2.5 is here and 2.4 is here. So simply we have to use two functions, floor and ceil. When we talk about floor, then we need to go to the floors, and when we talk about the ceil, then we can go to the ceil. When I want to the floor of 2.4, then it will go to the 2, and when I want to the ceil of 2.5, then it will go to 3. That's the floor and ceil functions. So when you use your floor function, whatever value is it, then the value will be a round figure. When I use floor function, it doesn't matter what is the value is. Even it will 2.9, then you will get 2. when you use floor function. When you use Ceil function, even your value will 2.1, then it will give you 3. That's the using of floor and Ceil function. So let's check it out. If I want to know the floor function of 2.8, then the output will be 2. If I want to know the Ceil function like 2.2, then you will get 3. That means the floor and Ceil function will round off your value. That means floor will give you the lowest value and the Ceil will give you the highest value or integer number. In right way, we can do factorial, we can find sin x, cos x, you can do all the things of your mathematical functions. In fact, one more options we can find the power. Remember, in a previous video we use, I just want to know the 3 to the power 2. Then in a previous video I have used double star 2. Then I get the result of 9. It is fine, it is working and you can use it. But in mathematical function, at in math module we have a function of power which is called power function, POW. If I want to know power of 3, oh my mistake. The power of 3 is 2 and the output is same as before. It is your choice. You can use double star or power function in your program. But in the big software or in big coding, you have to use the function because it is very easy to read for the developers. In the math module, we have some constant. We can find them. For example, if I want to know the value of pi, then I can use math.pi. Then it will give you the value of pi. If I want to know the value of epsilon, then I can say E and you will get the answer of epsilon. So those are the constant. If I don't want to use the math here, that means I don't want use the maths. When I want to know about the math function, I have to print or I have to type maths dot something. But I don't want to use those things. Can I use like m.sqrt 25 instead using maths? Unfortunately, it will not work in this case. If you want to use m, you have to need a concept of alias. What does mean it? When I will import math module, then I have to alias m for math. If I press enter, then I didn't get any error. And after that, I can use m. Let's check it. If I want to print the next, yes, I have got the answer. It is your choice. You can use m or you can use maths math. I can use m or math both. So you can try alias. From the math module, we can import only few functions which I have need in future. So we don't need to import total functions of math. For example, if I want to import only 2 functions, square root and power. So how can I do this? From math import sqrt comma pow power. If I press enter, then I didn't get any error. That means I have imported 2 functions, only square and power from the math module. I do not need to import entire function from the math module. Now if I want to know the power of 3, 2, then it will give you answer 9. So in this case, we don't need to use the math module. That means we don't need to use math.power. We just call POW and we get the answer. A lot of functions present in math module and I just show some of them. And at your home you try more function in math module. Without practice or without research anything, you cannot be a good programmer. That's why you have to learn more and you have to learn something new. You go to the documentation, you learn it, you read it, and you will get some experience from this. Even you can get help function. By this help function you can get many of the function of math module, and you try it at your home and you will be a success man or you will be a success programmer after practicing. Without practicing you cannot do anything. So I hope you understand what I have said, and I hope you enjoy this series. And if you get any problem, let me know in the comment section. And if you didn't subscribe my channel, please subscribe it, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Thank you.